was a massive book nut. I love book shopping and book hunting. And then my favourite bookshop at the moment, Dymocks, is just looking at some of the books that I have. This whole series I've actually got. I've actually read all of them, which is a really nice thing. Just scroll down. All the Joe Abercrombie stuff. I've read the first series, I've read that series, but I haven't read the rest. Anyway, I've collected these two, I'm waiting on the third one now. This series I picked up last year, Josiah Bancroft's. Don't ask me when I'm going to read them, but I do have them. I've got that series here. What else have we got in this shop? Well, of course, Peter V. Brett. Collected all these. And Mike Brooks. Also, I've got some of the Terry Brooks stuff. Not all the Terry Brooks, but I do have quite a few. These ones I looked at, but I haven't yet committed to. There's a lot of them, so... The Miles Cameron stuff. I've actually got all the Miles Cameron stuff, and I just picked up the last one of this series to be collected, but I've got all of them. I started collecting Melissa Caruso. I've got the first one of them. I haven't bought the rest yet, but they're there. This is another series I have. I've got all of them. The Glenn Cook Black Company. I almost started reading them last year, but then I changed it up to something else. So over this side, I picked up these though last time I was shopping. So these Nicholas Eames. So I picked up them last time I was shopping. They're waiting on the third one, which is this year, I believe. And then we got Erickson and Esselman, which I've read all of them and love all of these books. The Malazan series are genuinely my favourites. Of course, I've read Run Good Feast, the first one. Grey Bastards, I've got those, I've got Onions, American Gods, which I've read. So John Dwayne, got all those, waiting on the third one to be in the right size, and then I'll read them. Of course, I've read and loved those two series, The Fateful of Fallen and the second series. I've read the earlier books in this world. I haven't read these ones though. Dune, I've read all the Dune stuff years ago, and all the Hobbes stuff in that world. There's a series it's a breakaway that's not in that world. I haven't read that series, but I've read all the other ones. Of course, the Wheel of Time. I've read all the Wheel of Time. So I love the Wheel of Time. That's probably the first series that I really fell in love with fantasy. I've read these ones. John Nichols. First two I really enjoyed. Oh, the first one I really enjoyed. Probably not the second two as much. So I've collected these ones. Hoping to read this series early next year. I was hoping to read it at the end of this year, but my reading has not been great this year, so it's likely to be next year I start reading them. N.K. Jemisin, I've read that series. Yeah, everyone loves her. Of course, yeah, Wheel of Time down there. I've read some random Stephen King, but if this is the Dark Tower, yep, Dark Tower. I read the Dark Tower series. Collected these ones, and I picked up these the other day. Some beautiful people gave me gift voucher, and so I picked up these two the other day with that. Copy War, I actually thought I would have read them by now, but time conducive, I pushed them back on my list, and so I haven't read them yet. This is actually my current read, The Book That Wouldn't Burn, but I'm reading it in the bigger thing, so I'll read that one next. I've read all the other Mark Lawrence, but the series between this one and his last series before this one, I haven't read that yet. But obviously I love Mark Lawrence. I collected these guys at the start of the year. God only knows when I'm reading. And Scottish stuff, I collected him. You didn't see that. So Devon Medicine, I'll read that maybe early next year. I'll probably start collecting the second series. I've got the whole series. Of course, Game of Thrones, I've read all of them. Those two, the Calm ones, I've read them. And Brian McMillan, loved that series. Such a good series. Oh, I've read those. I've collected those two. Waiting to read them. Naomi Novak's. I've got them in a different thing, but I've collected that Dragon series, all of that. Of course, the Terry Pratchett Discworld stuff. I've read all of them. I've done a lot of videos for them. Still more videos of the Terry Pratchett's Discworld to come, but yeah, absolutely genuinely love. Patrick Rufus, I've actually got and read them. Good books. I don't think he's ever going to finish the series, but hopefully he proves me wrong. Anthony Ryan, I've got most of them. Of course, Brendan Sanderson, I've got. I don't think I have those. I have those ones. I don't have those, but I have those. I've been collecting these. I've read Dymocks. I actually read it to my daughter and really loved it, and I read this series myself of V.E. Schwartz. Luke Skull, I picked this up just the other day actually, so yeah, looking forward to reading the Broom Company. Yeah, I've got Michael J. Sullivan, I've got some of his books, more of his books. Of course, Kelvin, I've got Lord of the Rings and that, I read them many years ago, and that was probably the start. Matthew Ward, I've got all of his series now. I've collected this guy, and I'm waiting for that to shrink down so I can get the second one. Brenton Weeks, I've read his first series, I haven't read his second series yet, but I've got all of his books. And I've got some Django Waxler, some of his stuff. And of course I've got heaps more books than what we've seen here. This is just what they have on the shelf that I have at home. And of course I've got more books, because I always need more books. That's a typical day book hunting with me.